I used to waste fishing line by completely stripping and refilling every spinning reel spool, but now I do this instead. With one simple overlooked trick, I can go from a half-empty spool to a combat-ready spinning reel without throwing away a bunch of perfectly good braid. If you fish regularly, you're eventually going to have to replace line on your spool.
Trout.
Maybe your braid is a year old and getting crusty from salt water. Maybe you had a nasty wind knot or backlash that you couldn't pick out. Maybe you broke off after rubbing a piling dock, oyster shell, or a rock. Or maybe you loaned your reel to a friend and it came back looking like this. But here's the important part. You do not always have to remove all the line. Most spinning reels hold over 100 yards of 10 to 20 pound braid, and most of your casts are probably less than 50 yards. So instead of stripping off the whole reel, I usually remove only the worn or damaged top half and splice fresh braid into the good line that is still on the spool. The only time you should normally see that connecting knot is if big fish pulls a lot of drag, or if you've broken off so much line that the knot is starting to hit the rod guides when you cast. And if that knot is hitting your guides, that's a pretty good sign it's time to add new line. One important habit to maintain is making sure your spinning reel is filled properly, right up near the lip of this spool. Not over it, not way below it, right up where the spool starts to angle out. That matters because a properly filled spinning reel helps you maximize casting distance. This particular reel is the same Shimano Stratic CI4 Plus that came apart on me during a week-long fishing trip. When that happened, I switched to my backup reel. Unfortunately, the line on my backup reel was toast. So I took about half the line off this non-working reel and moved it over to the backup reel so I could keep fishing. If you missed the video where I repaired the ratchet spring on this reel, see that link above. Now that this reel is repaired, I need to reload it with fresh 20-pound braid from my master spool. I'm going to call this the new line. To start the reload, I'm going to tie the same knot I used to connect braid to fluorocarbon, an Alberto knot. I have the filler spool turned over so the new braid comes off counterclockwise. Then I pull the new line through one of the rod guides. Before you tie anything, make sure your bail is open, or pull the end of your old line off the reel through the line roller. This is one of those little mistakes that can make you start all over again. Once everything is routed correctly, I'm ready to splice the new braid into the old braid. I create a loop in the old line, then I bring the new line through that loop. I now wrap the new line 10 times down the loop. I then wrap it 10 times back up. And before I tighten it down, I bring the line through the loop 3 times. Now I clinch it down tight and snip off both tag ends close. Before reeling, I make sure the line is sitting correctly in the line roller. Now I grab my secret weapon, a baby wipe. Yes, a baby wipe. Braid has a coating on it, and if you hold it bare hand while you're spooling, that coating's going to get all over your fingers. So I lay the baby wipe down, fold it in half, then I fold it in half again. Then I lay the line inside the wipe and I lace it through my fingers. I hold the line up against the rod with a steady pressure while I reel. That gives me clean, even tension as the new line goes onto the spool. You may need to tighten your drag a little so the reel spool doesn't slip while you're loading the line. Then just keep reeling until the spool fills up to the point where this outside edge starts to angle out. That's the sweet spot. Once the spool is full, I cut the braid and add my leader. For this setup, I'm using 20-pound fluorocarbon, and I'm going to use the Alberto knot again. This time I make a loop in the fluorocarbon, then I bring the braid up through the loop, I wrap the braid 10 times down, then 10 times back. Then I take it through the loop 3 times before I clinch everything down. Once the knot is tight, I snip off the tag ends. For this kind of setup, I usually want about 2 feet a leader. I want enough fluorocarbon to fish with, but I do not want that knot going through the rod guides every time I cast. If this reel is going to be stored, I wrap the leader around the spool and secure it with a rubber band. I almost always keep rubber bands on my wrists. That's a habit I developed being a fishing guide. They're handy for securing reels, holding rods together, closing bags, and fixing little problems on the boat. My wife even grabs them off my wrist when she needs one around the house. And just like that, this reel is ready for the next fishing trip. From half-empty spool to combat-ready spinning reel. So here's the big takeaway. You do not always need to strip all the braid off and start over. If the bottom half of the line is still good, leave it on there. Cut out the bad line. Splice in fresh braid with a strong Alberto knot. Load the spool with steady tension. Fill it to the right level. Add your fluorocarbon leader. And now you've saved line, saved money, and got your reel ready to fish. Hey, if you learned just one new tip, do me a favor and hit that like button. I'm curious, do you completely replace your braid every time, or do you splice fresh line onto the old backing like I do? Drop that in the comments. If you missed my video on setting up a brand new spinning reel from scratch, watch that one here. And if you want to make longer casts with your spinning rod and reel, watch that video here. Tight lines, and we'll see you out there on the water.